Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to NCHANZPLACE, and I have here where the 90s kids will totally relate to, and this is the Jim Lee X-Men. So there was a time back then where Jim Lee was still doing covers for how I would say Marvel, and it was the X-Men. So when I was a kid, I always watched the TV series. Back in the Philippines, it's always aired, I think, around in the afternoon, 6 or almost evening or even 7, and I always wait that X-Men series because it's absolutely good. And also the comics here, I was able to get this as well. They're absolutely very good. So these are actually continuous cover issue number 1, Legacy Reborn, and it's a Jim Lee covers. But this is not actually the one that I want to show you guys. What I actually want to show you guys is this one. So it's this one. It's absolutely good. This is an art print from Sideshow Collectibles. This is done by the artist is Ian MacDonald. He did a really good job on this one. It's not a total copy though. Just for everyone to know that this is actually a recreation of the Jim Lee issue number 1 Legacy Reborn covers. And it's absolutely good. So stay tuned, keep watching, like the video, and help me share with everyone. And also subscribe to my channel, The NCHANZPLACE. So before we start, some few details on this piece, this amazing masterpiece. This is actually from Sideshow Collectibles, done by Ian MacDonald. It has 2 versions. It has a paper one, which you can also have a frame, a black and a white frame. I think it has an edition size of 300, and for this one, this is the canvas, which is actually also, I guess, stretched and framed as well. This has an edition size of 100, and this one costs around 700 SGD. In terms of conversion, I forgot what it is with the USD, but either way, that is excluding the shipping. Both versions are still in open for waitlist, so you can still be one of the lucky guys or girls or gals that can get this wonderful piece. If you are a 90s kid and you've been watching the X-Men TV series and also been reading those comic books from Jim Lee, this is a must to have. So, and lastly, before we go to more details on this one, you can also check my artwork spotlight video for this one. Just click the link above here. I guess you can see I have even adjusted the lighting just so you guys can clearly see how gorgeous this piece is. It's a bit hard to light this artwork though, because especially the canvas, it's mostly somehow reflects the light very much. But either way, I hope this is clear enough. The colors of Magneto are that good already. In any case, so let's go more detail on this piece. So this is actually the 4, is based on the 4 cover issue number 1 of the Legend Reborn of the X-Men by Jim Lee. And this one is done now by Sideshow's Ian MacDonald. It's beautifully crafted. The layout is very good. The dimension is, I think it's 42 by 15 by 0.5. I do wish it's a bit bigger though, as always. I always wanted it to be bigger. But I guess it wouldn't look that good. It wouldn't go. It might have a very big difference between the original ones and this one. So I guess that's the reason why it's more elongated than it's making like almost like a square or something. But either way, this still looks good. Colors is amazing. But first off, I really want to emphasize the layout. So the Magneto, I think you can see it does not actually have the same pose as the original one. I think most of them don't have even Cyclops, Wolverine. Wolverine is a bit different from the original one. The original one has actually it's like a pose, like a simple pose. This one is like he's already jumping. Cyclops also is somehow jumping backwards, firing the optic blast or something. Iceman also different. Gambit as well. I think here Gambit is throwing. Rogue is somehow the same. She's still flying. That actually looks still good. What I was more concerned is actually Colossus, because in the original one he seems to be really big. Or maybe just me, but Yeah, I do think in the original one he was too big, and I think for this one he was moved a bit back, and you can actually see that because the color somehow fades in the I think in his right side, I guess. That would mean that it shows the perspective. So this, the good thing about this one again is the layout is different. It's not that bad. It also has this perspective feel in it. As you can see, the more characters that are far, the more lesser color they have, meaning the saturation of the color in them is not that big. That actually shows that they are at the back. And I mean, for me, that's good. It gives perspective, gives the sense of perspective for the artwork. Continue, I think the most, or let's say the same, in terms of pose, are the characters that are in this side. We're in like Professor X, but I think the only difference is he's touching his head. And Jean Grey is most likely almost the same, including Storm. Beast, I think almost the same pose. I think the difference is that in the cover he somehow clench his fist. I think Gambit and Psylocke are mostly in the covers having like a simple pose, a stand pose, compared to this one that they're somehow like moving or trying to about to attack or something. But again, either way, those I guess they made some adjustments and made it feel like there's a very nice perspective, and I really do like that one, because in the comics it doesn't really show that much for that, because you can see that there is still perspective, but the color combination is not actually the same. But for this one they actually applied that, and that is actually very good. And either way, again, this is very amazing. It's actually quite big. It has a very good presence as though. But if you have I would say a very big wall, I think this is not enough, to be honest. That's why I really wanted it to be that big, like really that big, because I have one wall and it's a long wall, and unfortunately this one is in on top, and I mean in the top part, and then I can feel that there's still somehow like a space below it. So I think I might buy some of the comics. I might buy some frame for the comics and then put them in below this one, so that you can really see the difference. You can see where is this based from, and which is actually a good, I mean, I really like it, so that every time people wants to see this, they realize that this is actually something that is really a legend that is reborn. To sum it up, a truly masterpiece by Ian MacDonald, based from the legendary covers from Jim Lee. So if you still want this, try your luck. Go to Sideshow website. It's still under waitlist for both paper and canvas. So again, try your luck. Maybe you get this one. You won't regret it. So this is again X-Men, a Legend Reborn, art print by Sideshow Collectibles, done by Ian MacDonald.